Pierre, how you doing this morning? Well, it's about, let's see, what time is it? 5:25 a.m. I'm such a natter. I'm cursed with insomnia. Doctor gave me this medicine called temazepam. Brand name is Resto. 30 milligrams. It sort of helps me sleep. But the thing is, I wake up after 4 or 5 hours and I can't go back to bed. It's a real curse having this insomnia. But anyway, the price of silver has been jumping up, thank God. I was able to get out from under some silver. I bought it $22 an ounce, and I got $24.75 an ounce on Saturday. At my local silver dealer, the one dealer I called, he said, "Well, we're paying $1 on your spot." That's just not the way it works. They rip you off. So I go to the dealer, pays you more in spot. And I did cash out, and I paid off one of my credit cards. That was good. I had 24 ounces of silver. I had 14 rounds in a 10-ounce bar. Real nice bar from Silver Gold Bill. Beautiful. It was wrapped in plastic. Had a proof-like finish on it. Beautiful stuff. But, gold's at an all-time high. Silver's still on the upward trajectory. I broke down and bought another 10-ounce bar for $2.69. I'll have to wait till it exceeds $28 an ounce before I cash that in. But I just wanted a little insurance should the price of silver keep going up. I see it skyrocketing eventually, into the 50, maybe even the three-digit range, 100 plus an ounce. It's such a valuable metal in industry and electronics that, and they don't produce enough silver to meet the demand right now. I'm looking at some of these micro silver stocks and mining companies. There's First Majestic Silver and Avino. And Hecla Mining. Those are a couple of lower price stocks that, do all well. When they get pumped up a little bit, cash them in, make $2 or $3 a share on them. I go through Robinhood. I'm not a big investor, $25 in each stock. So, it gives me something to watch. And, maybe I can get cash in. I'll get the big money. I did buy some crypto a long time ago. It was Zoquilla and H-Bar. Now, Zoquilla, I put $50 in. The next week, it was worth $150. I cashed out. And that was a big mistake because if I would have hung on to it till its peak, I could have cashed out $850 on that $50 investment. The other one was H-Bar. I got that real cheap. I forget what it was, like 4 cents for each one. And it rocketed up to 48 cents. I cashed out before then. Now, if I just would have hung on, I could have, made some big money. Now, my brother, he bought some Bitcoin, when it was in the $30,000 range. And he sold it for a loss. And I'm thinking, God, man, why did you hang on to it? Because it's hitting like $70,000, $72,000 now. But he had made the trade, and it was too late for that. But I would have liked to see him cash in on that. But this whole crypto world and everything, it's going crazy. The U.S. government has racked up so much debt, and the Biden Democrats, they just want to keep spending more and more money. They just want to give free helicopter money to all the immigrants, the foreign invaders. They're guests in our country. That's what Joe says. He's the greatest president since George Washington. Can you believe that? Biden's an old, senile old man. I was watching that Robert Hur, was he the FBI agent or the prosecutor who went and investigated Joe Biden and his classified document scandal. They found Biden had classified documents in unsecure locations at 7 different locations. Can you imagine that? And, it turns out, he had the intent. He was not the president. He didn't have an ability to declassify records as the Trumpmeister does. And he just had all these documents, all these classified documents, some of them marked above top secret. And they said he was a doddering old man with a poor memory, and if he went to trial, the juries would feel sorry for him, and Oh, say, yeah, we can't convict this old man with dementia. We can't have him spending the rest of his life in jail. It doesn't matter if he broke the Espionage Act. He's just a good guy, that Joe Biden. He smiles a lot, too. Well, it's a shame because he should be nailed. Well, if Trump gets in there, I hope he goes after him and gets an attorney general who can suck at the Biden. I want to see Hillary locked up, too, for the stuff she pulled, all her shenanigans. She's a crooked lady. And I want to see him go after the whole lot of them. All these people who did this political prosecution against Trump and the Republicans. These January 6ers, boy, the feds went after him. They put a whole task force of FBI agents on him, raided their homes, pre-dawn raids, SWAT gear, full military weapons, and routed these people and took them to the D.C. jail system, the D.C. gulag, they call it. They went in front of these federal judges. They have these corrupt prosecutors, leaving no stone unturned, getting them for any minor infraction. Then the judges socked it to him, ruined many lives, took the bread earner out of the home, leaving the wife and the children destitute. And, there's somebody has to take responsibility for this type of government overreach. It's just so bad. So I hope Trump gets in there and he pardons these people. And I hope he goes after those federal judiciary in Washington, D.C. And he needs to get some replacement federal judges in there who are going to give Americans a free shake, or a fair shake, rather. Because what they've done to these people is just beyond the pale. It's just not right. But Biden in there, he's getting ready to go to war with Russia. And that's what scares me. Between here and November, we could be in a nuclear conflict with Russia. Russia has repeatedly said, we get NATO into Ukraine, we're going to nuke your ass. It's very well he likely would. Whether he uses tactical weapons in Ukraine, takes out some of their major cities, Kiev, and some of these old historical cities that have been around since 200 AD. Or he could go after, France and nuke Paris or nuke London, whatever, You got to tell the Americans and all their allies, hands off of Russia. And that might be the only way that they're going to get the message, is if he tosses a couple nuke bursts their way and they're on the receiving end. I don't know what the reply would be. Probably nuke the hell out of them, but it's so stupid. I'm for Ukraine, but I want peace. They're gonna negotiate a peace, and that's all there is to it. And it's sad to say that they're entrenched with this war mindset. And war has never benefited anybody. It's killed many people. Cost the treasuries of these war countries dearly. And, where do you get the money to wage war? It's from the taxpayers. The taxpayers are sick of paying for all these wars, especially in America. We've been in so many freaking wars. And what did we ever gain from any of them since the 60s? Vietnam and, you move forward, Iraq, Afghanistan, Panama. I mean, we're all over the world starting shit. And it's just not right. It's not fair to the American people. So anyway, Biden is a danger to America right now until he's out of office in November. And I'm really concerned. But we'll see how it plays out. But gird yourself for any possibilities. And I tell you what, if Trump gets in office, all these left-wing rioters and protesters and anarchists are going to go crazy. But I think this time around they're going to have a law and order response. And they're not going to take the crap these people pulled during the George Floyd riots in 2020. because you just can't have people burning down cities, raiding police precincts. It's going to turn into like Haiti. And that's a bad scene down there. You know, Haiti, the people were so destitute, they didn't have any food to eat. So they're making mud patties, cooking them in their ovens, their little stoves that they use charcoal to burn. And they eat the mud patties just to get something in their stomachs. That's pretty bad. And Port-au-Prince, they don't have a sewer system. All the sewage runs into a collection pit. And then they have workers taking 5-gallon buckets and loading these sewage trucks and take it out to a landfill. It's just disgusting. It's so freaking primitive. It's just a source of disease and vermin and horrible. They're going back 800 years to the Middle Ages, and I can't believe people are living like that. It's a terrible thing. Well, listen, I better keep this short. I've been going on almost 12 minutes, so we'll say good night. Have a great morning, everybody. And, pretty soon it'll be the first weekend in May in the Kentucky Derby. Get the bourbon out, crack a few, have some mint juleps, some bourbon and Coke, and watch the races. I want to see Steve Asmussen, the trainer, hook up with Florangero, the jockey, super jockey from France. He's now an American. I want to see those two get a mount and win the Derby. It would be Steve Asmussen, the trainer's 30th attempt at trying to win the Derby. The poor guy, he's been shut out so many times. But he deserves it. He's one of the top trainers in America. And boy, does he train a lot of horses every year. Like, I don't know, I got to say 3,000 at least. And he's got his assistant trainers who follows his instructions. And he does a great job of getting those horses across the finish line. Well, that's all I know, little babies. Now listen, I love you because you love me. Bye-bye.